Hi, and welcome back to this third video in this series where I am able to share some information and advocacy ideas to parents of the gifted. And this month in Gifted 101, we are talking perfectionism. And I think that this is a very important topic to discuss. I know that I see this all the time when working with the gifted. And this also hits close to home for me too. It might for you also. When we talk about perfectionism, we are talking about that unrealistic expectation where things should be perfect, where the product should end up perfectly, looking perfect, or our efforts should be perfect. And we know that that is simply not something that is obtainable, but yet those of us with perfectionistic tendencies do strive for that. Quickly, I want to mention that perfectionism can be healthy or it can be unhealthy. And that is something that Lisa Van Gemert goes into in depth in her book called Perfectionism, A Practical Guide to Managing Never Good Enough, which I highly recommend that you check out if you're interested in this topic. She talks about perfectionism, in essence, being the search for excellence without any self love. And that is something that is very different because no matter how hard we try, if there's no self love, no matter the level of effort or how good our product is, we're still not going to be happy with it. And that's where it can become unhealthy. She also makes mention of the fact that people do use the word perfectionist, but really, maybe we should be looking at it as describing somebody with perfectionistic tendencies because we might see perfectionism in one area of life, but that doesn't mean that it crosses over into everything. A lot of times with gifted kids, we see maybe they have perfectionistic tendencies with their schoolwork, where they are trying to get the perfect look on their paper and they erase and they erase and they erase until it's perfect, sometimes creating holes in the paper, but yet their backpack or their bedroom floor looks like a disaster area. So that same level of perfection does not necessarily uh, cross all situations or contexts. So that is something to point out also. I do want to share with you one practical tip from Lisa Van Gemert's book, and this is called the level strategy. And she suggests that we assign a level from 1 to 5 to different tasks. With this level strategy, it's an idea that we can employ where we think about an activity and decide how much effort it really should take us. So, here are some examples. She talks about a level 1, just make sure it's done. Things that are not super important to get done perfectly, they just have to get done. Like making a bed. We just want to have the pillows on the bed, the sheets and the blanket on the bed and not streaming down onto the floor, right? So maybe that's an example of level 1. Level 5, which a lot of us with perfectionistic tendencies, we think everything is a level 5, right? But really a level 5 is something that is critically important to to put a lot of effort in. We're talking surgery. You know, a neurosurgeon, if somebody is operating on us, we want them to see our surgery as a level 5, right? But most things in life are not level 5s. Most things are probably around a level 3. And as teachers or parents with school age children, this is something to remember and to teach our kids that most schoolwork is probably going to land around a 3, 2 or 3 even. We need to get it done. We need to get it done well, but it's not critically important to go for perfection in these areas. So if I'm working on something that I have determined is a level 2 or 3, then the amount of time that I put into it should be appropriate for a level 2 or 3 task. I don't want to put level 5 time into a level 2 task. So I love that idea when I heard that. That is something that I'm working with my kids at home. And just personally, I think that's a very, very helpful practical tip. So I hope that's something you can start using today. I do want to give a shout out to Lisa Van Gemert, the Gifted Guru, which you can find online. You can find her wonderful stuff easily, Gifted Guru. And here is her book, Perfectionism, a practical guide to managing never good enough. So do check that out. If you'd like to find out more about perfectionism, another resource, National Association for Gifted Children.org, their website does have a tip sheet for parents where you can read a little bit more about perfectionism. So do check that out. Just a quick little tip for you this month. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your month. I will look forward to coming back next month. If you have any ideas or questions related to gifted, feel free to share those with me. I would love to get your ideas and interests for future sessions. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your time.